Hey guys, this is Sukesh Banik from Gadgets Portal, and today I am going to make an unboxing and hands-on review on this new Sony Xperia M, which is an entry-level mobile phone considering the price, but regarding the specifications it can be compared to any mid-range mobile phone. On the box, the price is 15,490 rupees, but in the market, you can get this phone at around 13,000 rupees only, that is around 215 USD. There are 4 colors available, black, white, yellow and purple. There are some quick specs here. This phone has got xCloud integration and PlayStation certification, and there is also NFC. So on a 13,000 rupees phone, you are getting NFC and 1 GHz dual-core Krait processor with Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 chipset, which are extremely premium and much more efficient than those old low-powered Cortex-A5 processors you get on the Galaxy Core, Galaxy Grand Quattro. The GPU is also very premium, Adreno 305. So Sony has done a really great job by implementing such premium quality CPU and GPU into this 13,000 rupees Sony Xperia M. Now let's check what inside the box, and first of all let me show you the handset. Well, this device looks extremely good, just like any other Xperia phone, and though the price of this phone is very low, Sony has not compromised with the quality, and every corner of this phone is nicely polished. There is no gap, and this phone has got some unibody like look. As you can see, the middle part of this phone is nicely curved so that you can handle this phone very easily and access the display with one hand, minimizing the risk of dropping this phone. The weight of this phone is 115 gram, which also feels just perfect for the dimensions of this mobile phone. Here is the data cable with capacitive buffers, which will save this phone from electrical spikes, and I really appreciate this type of high quality accessories from Sony. Here is the headphone or headset, and as you can see, it is not of in-ear type. I have used this headphone previously, and the clarity of this headphone is very good, though the volume could have been a little bit louder. The 3.5mm jack has got gold plating for better sound quality, and here is the inline microphone with the push button. The build of this headphone is also very good. Now here is the charging adapter, which is just the typical Sony charger, and it is very compact. There are some booklets, and there is no screen guard, I think. The display glass of this phone is scratch resistant, so you may not need one. You are getting typical warranty statements, startup guides, etc. Now let's get rid of these things here and let me show you the phone. Now friends, let me give you a quick tour on the exterior design of this Sony Xperia M. Here is the 4 inches TFT LCD display with 854 by 480 pixels resolution at 245 ppi, which seems fair for a mobile phone with this display size. Here is the ear speaker grill along with a front-facing VGA camera. This phone has got both proximity and ambient light sensors. Below the display there is an illumination LED light and no Android capacitive keys, as you will get those on the display. Here is the microphone hole, and on the left of this phone you are getting this typical Sony Xperia power key, which is a part of their omnibalance design. Here is the tiny volume rocker, and there is also a 2-step camera key, which is very handy and missing on most of the entry-level and mid-range mobile phones. The placement of the keys are also feeling good. On the right there is nothing but this micro USB port for charging as well as data syncing. There is also a hole for attaching any lanyard or charm. On the top you are getting the headphone port just in the middle of the phone, and at the back there is a 5 megapixels autofocus camera with an LED flash. There is also a secondary camera for noise cancellation, and here at the middle of the back there is an NFC reader, which is a very premium feature, as you know. Here is the loudspeaker grill. Now on the sides of this phone, as you have seen, there is a nice metallic strip, and the back of this phone has got nice rubberized matte finish, and there is also a slight sparkling effect on the back. The design of this phone resembles Xperia ZR and Xperia L. So I am extremely satisfied with the quality and the build of this phone. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough on the software, the user interface of this Sony Xperia M. Well buddies, the phone is ultimately ready, and this is the lock screen of the very graphics intensive Xperia user interface. You are getting music and camera quick access from the lock screen, which is very useful. Now here is the home screen, and there are 5 panels out of the box, and you can increase it to maximum of 7. Now let's check the display, and the small text are looking very crisp. I can barely notice any pixel. Let me show you some high quality photos, because this Xperia theme does not make any justice to the quality of the display. Now it is looking much better, and the quality of the display for the price is, I will say, decent. The colors are looking very vivid and obviously not that much colorful as Super AMOLED, but for a TFT LCD display it is standard, and there is no mobile Bravia engine on this phone. Now one thing you must have noticed, that the color of this LED light here is changing in accordance with the major color of these images. Now if I press and hold on the display, I will get this interactive window for adding applications and widgets, which is very user friendly. I can add 2 more home screens, and while adding applications, as you can see, there is a nice graphical effect which is only available on this user interface. It looks very cool and nicely goes with the bold, stylish design of this mobile phone. You can change the theme from here, and now the display is looking much more colorful, much more bright. Sony should get rid of the dark themes, because they don't make any justice to the quality of the display. The whole user interface is very graphics intensive, and if you are looking for a very stylish phone with sophisticated robotic looking user interface, then Sony devices are the best. Here is the multitasking key, and well, this phone has got the small apps only available on the premium Sony phones like Xperia Z, Xperia ZR and Xperia SP. Xperia L, which is almost 50% pricier than this Xperia M, does not feature these small apps. So this is really amazing. You are getting this type of premium features on a 13,000 rupees Sony Xperia phone. Other phones like Galaxy series phones don't include this type of premium features into their entry-level mobile phones. Like Galaxy Core does not have the multitasking, that is the multi-window feature. You can download hundreds of small apps from the store. This browser small app is also resizable. You can move it anywhere on the screen. Here is the official website of Gadgets Portal, that is gadgetsportal.in, and you can scroll, you can double tap or pinch to zoom. In this way you can browse the internet without interrupting what you are doing. This is more user friendly than the multi-window feature of Samsung Galaxy series phones, as you can launch it anywhere, anytime. Now you can also minimize it here, just like this way. If you want to access it again, you can download camera, converter, flashlight apps and a lot more apps from the Play Store. I'll show you those in the in-depth review, so subscribe and keep in touch with this channel. Now the notification window as usual has very few connectivity options. Here is the dialer, which is very simple, and there is no video calling option. Let me show you the keyboard on the messaging application. The Xperia keyboard with its swipe input is one of the best keyboards you can find on any mobile phone. It is very accurate and I really feel very comfortable with this keyboard. There are a few more options, like you can add smileys from this option. You can also change the skin of the keyboard. These are the skins available on this phone. You can also personalize the keyboard in a lot of ways. I'll show you these things in the in-depth review, so keep in touch. Now let me show you the Android version, the storage, RAM, etc. The Android version is Jelly Bean 4.1.2. 4.2 is coming soon, I hope. Now the storage of this phone is the only thing I did not like on this phone. It is officially 4GB, but only 1.48GB is free. You can uninstall few applications from the apps menu, but still it is very low considering the other specs of this phone. You can obviously install a 32GB micro SD card, but you cannot move your installed applications to the external SD card. Now here is the Walkman music player, and the loudspeaker is extremely loud. I think this is one of the loudest speakers I have ever encountered on any mobile phone. The LED light here is also blinking, but it is gone now. There are a few more options from the settings you can check. Like you can turn on this Clear Audio Plus, which will enhance the quality of the sound, and you can also set some equalizer presets, and there are a lot more sound enhancing options, like you can apply this surround sound effect. You can also check this xLoud and clear phase options. You can pause the video here and read the description under these options to know more about these functions. Let me quickly show you the camera of this phone. As you know, there is a camera shutter key which will give you a true camera-like experience, and it is also very useful for self-portrait. The autofocusing seems very fast, and I hope that, like any other Xperia phone, this phone has got a decent camera. Well, there is no superior auto like the Xperia Z, which I should not expect from a phone with this price tag, but the interface has got a lot of similarities with the one on the Xperia Z. There are HDR and a lot of other modes. I will show you those in the in-depth review. You can also check my Facebook page, facebook.com/gadgetsportal, where I will upload some camera samples, and I will also upload them in full resolution into my website gadgetsportal.in. There is a very good note-taking application. You can write with the keyboard, and there are a lot of options, like you can change the size of the text. You can also edit the text. There is also a drawing mode where you will find a couple of brush types. You can also change the size of the brush. You can change the color from here, and you can use any type of capacitive stylus on this phone as well. Now from this option you can import picture, sound, and you can also change the background of this note. There are a lot more applications pre-installed into this phone. It has FM radio and Movie Studio, Track ID, Xperia Link, and the Smart Connect application will launch some specific applications when you connect the headphone or the charger into this Xperia M. The rest of the apps here are mainly from Google, and there are a lot of custom Sony applications here. This Sony Music and Sony Live are applications from Sony Entertainment Network, and you are also getting WhatsApp, Evernote, and McAfee security applications. There are a lot more here, and these applications are eating up a lot of space of the internal storage, but you can uninstall a lot of these. Here under the display settings you can check this color effects option, where you can set different type of colors for different type of notifications, so you don't have to reach out for the phone every time you get unnecessary notifications. There is a power management option which will decrease the CPU speed and will give you more or less 30% more battery backup. This phone is also PlayStation certified. That means you can play PlayStation games. You can share any media with another DLNA certified device, which can be a TV, a music player, or a printer. This phone has got excellent 1GB of RAM, and before installing any application it has 490 MB of free RAM, which is enough for playing a lot of hardcore games. Well friends, I have come to the end of this review, and overall this Sony Xperia M is an excellent device. For only 13,000 rupees you are getting a full featured Android phone. So if you are thinking of getting an Android, without spending that much money, then try to get this Xperia M, because all the other phones below this price tag are not capable of handling the Android OS efficiently. Even the Galaxy Core with the same price tag is very laggy. It has each and everything a smartphone should have, starting from the NFC to a premium quality dual core CPU and a decent sized display. So this is the best phone in its class, and you can surely get one of these. I will talk about the overall performance of this phone in the in-depth review, so don't forget to subscribe and keep in touch. I'll run some hardcore games on this phone as well. You can check facebook.com/gadgetsportal for the camera samples, and you can also check my new gaming channel at youtube.com/gadgetsportalplay. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.